Mic check,
We've
1 2
definitely
1
been
2.
muted the whole time. Okay. What?
That's okay,
Why is it okay?
cause
All
it's
right.
Freestyle Friday. We freestyle this.
All right. So we're gonna redo this. So cheers to the motherfucking week. Fuck
Cheers
you
to
if you did
you.
us wrong. So go ahead and give a recap of your week again, baby.
Okay, so my week was great, and I started my lock journey today.
Don't be an asshole. Like, add some more fucking pizzazz to it. That's
I
right.
mean, I chuckle because we talked about this, but y'all weren't here, so that's okay. I'll do it all over again because we were muted for a few minutes. I had a great week. I had some highs, I had some lows. Shout out to my mom and Klue for helping me through my lows. Um, you know, transparency moment. Everybody deals with Mother's Day in their own way, and this will be my family's first Mother's Day without my grandmother. So, um, we got through it. Well, we're getting through it. It's a new situation. It's very fluid. I started my lock journey
Yes, you did.
today.
Go ahead and do it. Shake them dreads, shake them dreads, shake them dreads. Yeah, she out here
Yeah.
looking
Um,
beautiful, radiant,
thank you,
of
thank you.
course.
And yeah, that's about it. Work did the work thing, and now we're here. I'm super, very much excited about all of the growth that we've had this week with Country Fan Mail. So,
This week, this month. I mean, I think I was just looking at. Well, I ain't gonna act like I was just looking at them. I look at the analytics pretty much all day. I'm just that guy. Whatever. I was looking at the analytics earlier, and I think in the last 20, I think YouTube does it in like 28 days. They don't do 30 days, I guess, because of February. But in the last 28 days, we've gained 89 plus subscribers.
which is super duper dope. Shout out to
Everybody.
all the bouncers in the stream who followed the assignment. We genuinely appreciate you.
Everybody from the bouncers to the people that's been seeing the clips to the people that's been seeing my daily videos to the people that's been watching my long form videos to the people that probably got, you know what I'm saying, guilted into, you know what I'm saying, following and
Not
and I
guilted.
well honestly it is in a sense because I wish I knew what day that I posted this, but I posted it on my Facebook a little while back when I used to post a lot of. Remember, I used to post a lot of stuff about the podcast on Facebook, and nobody would interact with it. And then I post something randomly and stupidly, whatever, and everybody would get all this, have all this shit to say. So one time I posted on Facebook, and I used to get really bitter about it, but then I got to a point where I had to stop. So I had to think about it, and I posted on Facebook one day. I was like, y'all are gonna. I was like, y'all will listen when I get a little few more zeros on the end
Mhm.
when I was posting, saying this listenership, it was like, oh, okay, cool. When I posted 10,000 listens, it was like, oh, okay, cool. Now it's like 100,000. And now all of a sudden people, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm not tripping because I knew it. Because the only thing, because the difference between us and a lot of other people who do things is that they don't ever stay consistent enough to get to this point. And I'm not
Yeah.
trying to say that we're at some crazy point. Like we're still
Yeah.
out here doing this shit very organically and grassroots, but it's like, this is still a point and it's still very much so an accomplishment.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Ku and I were actually reflecting on Country Fan Mail and concluded that we came up with a lot of shit like in these high sessions.
I mean, it was less to do about us being high at all, but it was more so about. I walked into the what happened was I walked into the room. I think it was yesterday, and I looked at the wall, and I was just like, it blew my mind for a second. Like we put this shit up, but it still blew my mind to kind of just sit back and look at it and be like, y'all created a brand that came from the brainchild of your brainchild. You pretty much brought it to somebody. It's like this, like that's like it's like your step baby. It's like your step kid because it's like I brought you something that was
Wait.
already there. I brought something into your life that was already there. You weren't there at the conception.
Okay.
You weren't there at the conception of me doing the podcast and the interview and doing stuff
Yeah.
like that. But you were there at the conception of Country Fan Mail.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. So like literally, I remember when I was like, it's like writing like fan mail and something, and I was just like, but I wanted to like relate to me or whatever. And I was just like throwing out names, throwing out names. And I think eventually I was just like, what about like Southern Fan Mail, like Country Fan Mail? She was like, that's it. She was like Country Fan. She was like with a K. And then even then it was like, I don't really
No, I
know.
think it was you that said with the K.
It might have been me that said it with
Yeah,
a K.
because
Oh no, no, that's
I'm
what it was. You
yeah.
didn't like the K.
I'm
She
pretty
was like, I
grammatically
don't know
correct.
about
I
that.
don't
I know how to
know.
spell. And I was like, I know, I get it, baby. But then
But
when I was like, well, K.FM, like KFM, and
mhm,
she was just like,
it
nigga.
makes so much
Cause CFM
sense.
just don't sound the same.
It doesn't, but Country Fan Mail with Clued on sounds like it was picked from the heavens
You know what I'm
just for
saying?
you.
And she was there, you know what I'm saying, at that point, you
I'm
know.
excited to see all of the growth that's happening with Country Fan Mail, and excited to be in front of the camera because a lot of people didn't know me.
I mean,
If
yeah,
I was
they
there at
didn't.
the conception, I just feel like that means that something happened for us to get together. And
But I think that, like for me, it was like, for me, here it is for anything and anything that I'm involved in. If I'm involved in it to the extent that I'm involved in it, and I'm not gonna want to be more involved than I am. I know it's probably like, nigga, what did you just say? I'm involved to the extent that I'm involved in, and I don't want to be more involved in it. I don't want to think that I'm more involved than I am. So it's like you were extremely instrumental in ideas and like me formulating questions for artists and me and doing all this stuff like that. But not yet had you come to the point where you wanted to actually be in front of the camera. So you were cool without being in front of the camera. But then
yeah,
as soon as you were like, I want to get in front of the camera, it was like, all right, let's go. So that's kind of what I mean by like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm good with the, what I'm saying, to the extent that I am. Like, even with my day job isn't to be I'm not the face. I'm the person behind the scenes making the face look good. That's my
also
job.
that was my job, but I wasn't like it wasn't really my
It
job.
wasn't
That's
really a
just what
job.
I
It was
was
just what you was
doing.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't your job because there wasn't, as I kind of said in one of my short videos, I was like, it did take a while for us to get to the point where we were just like, let's go ahead and make this official, because at one point in time is, I think it just took time. And I can't speak for you for what it came
I
to.
mean, I literally remember you being like, "Country Fan Mail is mine," and I was like, "Okay, that's a like."
Okay, we can
And
get
honestly, while since we're being candid and freestylish, this week someone was like, "I just love Pisces and Clue. I love how she supports him on his podcast," and I digested that up until this moment, and I get it. I get the transition from supporting role to
co-ownership.
partnership
Yeah.
and co-ownership. And so yeah, I'll accept that Country Fan Mail is my stepchild, but just know that I love them like the rest of my children.
100%. But it also took time. You can't walk into a house expecting for the stepchild to just. I mean,
Is this a metaphor?
it no, it's not a metaphor. It's really an ironic ass situation. I mean, it's really not that ironic. I don't want y'all to think that it was like, but in a way it is. It's ironic in the sense that like that was a conversation that had to be had
Yeah.
at a point in time. So it's like when it came to Country Fan Mail, I think that there was a point where in my mind, I was like, either you're all in or you're not. And if you're not, then this is my shit. And I just need you to support me on my shit. But if you want to be all in with me, then we can be partners in this shit and we can make it work together. That's like the most like blunt way for me to say that. But
Yeah.
that's not how I could say that.
If
I
there
just had to be
definitely
like,
was like definitely parts in which I was like, fuck it, I don't want to have anything to do with Country Fan Mail. I'll reshare your shit because I'm married to you. But
it brought us issues. We had issues. We had a lot of issues. But I was just like, like I said, that's just my thing. I was just like, listen, like if you want to comment and have input and all this stuff like that about every single thing, then you can do that. But you need
because
to but you need
trust
to
and
get on the but you
belief,
got to get on the motherfucking plane.
I have a comment and input about every fucking
But if
thing.
you want me to listen to your comment and input about everything, then you need to get on the motherfucking plane. And that was my whole thing about it. Was like, you can get on the plane. I'm not asking you to sit in the back. You have a choice to sit in the back, or you have a choice to sit in the back, or you can actually sit in the front with me. and we can make this shit work. It's a choice. This is that type of plan. You
I
can
feel
sit
like I
behind me or you
was
can sit in
like
front.
a flight attendant for a while. Like I'm part of the crew.
You
I'm
were
part
more
of the crew.
you were more like when something happens and the flight attendants need help, you were the person that helped. You were capable and trained into helping, but like you said, it wasn't your official position.
Like
And that was the issue.
I
Like
was an air marshal. I
no,
just
because
rode the plane.
nobody from Delta is gonna walk up to a flight attendant on Delta and be like, "Do you really work for Delta?" Like that don't make no sense. But if you don't actually work there, but you just jump into action, it's like people have the opportunity to be like, okay, she's capable because she literally is
No,
doing
I
it.
don't want to be a vigilante.
Yeah, that's not a
Like
vigilant.
I want to
Vigilant,
have an official role.
and you do have an official role.
Well, now I
But
do.
that's like flying on Delta Airlines every
Uh-huh.
single day.
Why?
Just no, hold on, let me finish. That's like flying on Delta Air. Shout out to Delta Airlines.
No, we don't have to.
That's like flying on Delta Airlines. You trying to get a sponsor?
Okay, shout out to Delta.
Flying on Delta Airlines every single day, but you don't want to work for them, and you walking up and down the aisle like a fucking flight attendant, asking people if they want drinks and shit. They're gonna be like, "Woman, either you gonna fucking file this goddamn application, or you need to get the fuck off this plane."
So you're auditioning for the roll up. That's what I was doing.
No, you weren't auditioning. No, I think you're. I don't know. I don't know if I'm not explaining this right. I guess what I'm
I
trying to
guess
say is
not
that
because
like,
you said that like I was showing up to work every day, but I didn't have a job.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. It's like if I'm walking down the street and the same person is right walk past me every single day walking to her job, and they comment on something that I have on, like, "Hey man, your shirt's a little undone. Thank you. Hey man, your tie's a little crooked. Thank you." But then all of a sudden they start walking past me and being like, "You should wear this to work. You should wear this to work. You should wear this to work." I'm gonna look at that motherfucker eventually and be like, "You want to be my designer? If you don't want to be my designer, then I need you to shut the fuck up." Like that's eventually that's just the energy that I have eventually because I'm not gonna do that to nobody else. If I don't have no reason to talk about it or to talk on you about it, I'm let you do your thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, no, but I needed you in that position. That was also that was like the full circle part of this is that I really did need you in that position because I leaned on you a lot when I was just thinking about something. Like I would be like, baby, like, what do you think of this? And we would just, and sometimes you wouldn't say shit back, but it would give me an opportunity to process it. Sometimes you've had input, some input I took, some input I didn't take. And it was just, it was a back and forth thing. And I guess a point of all that we're saying is that it's possible to be in a business relationship and also to start. Let me start this over because we didn't start business wise. It is very easy to be in a
really
relationship. It's really easy to be in a relationship and also be in a business relationship. Well, not easy. It's doable. That's what I meant to say. It's doable. You can do it. It just takes a lot of work. Like it's not something that we're past.
we're really rookies at this whole working together shit.
Like we're not past it at all. Like I think this was probably one of the most peaceful pre-Friday setups that we've had in a long time. Shay, I mean, I'm not trying to make it seem like we're just tyrants and be going crazy
you
hard.
sound like it.
But sometimes we really do be getting on here with full-fledged attitudes before we
You
hit
are
start.
the only person who has an attitude. I am chipper
Denise Shay,
as soon as we press go.
Pisces, let's not cap for the camera.
Kari,
Let's not cap for the
Klue,
camera.
let's be honest.
We be literally fuming, and then we sit down and be like,
see, here's the difference.
"What's going on, y'all? It's Freestyle Friday."
You're mad.
I don't be mad.
I'm mad at you.
No, that's the thing about it is.
So I don't have attitude with them.
If I'm mad, I'm not gonna go on live. Like I ain't about to show nobody. Like I'm not gonna be mad on live.
Okay.
I just be irritated.
You're irritated. I'm irritated with you. Well, not right now. Honestly, right now we're having a great day.
And I just be like, so the show must go on, motherfucker.
Exactly. So the show goes on, and
that's also another thing too. Is like we kind of do be be pushing each other. Like we be guilt tripping the fuck out of each other to make sure that we do.
Guilt tripping the fuck out of me, y'all. That's what he's trying to say.
I really do because I'm
fine then. Just don't be consistent.
You ain't gonna do it. Oh, you ain't gonna do it? Okay, bet. And then she be like, "What are you doing?" I'm setting up for the show, Nick. I'm gonna go on this motherfucker regardless. And then she, I'm coming to nah, you ain't want. And then literally 5 minutes later, we're on live laughing.
And then as soon as we get off live, he's like, "Come here, Denisha, let me rub on your booty,
I mean,
Denisha."
shit, I ain't what I gotta continue to be mad for. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I've already pointed. I've already made my point.
It got no damn point.
My point has already been made.
Anywho,
Yeah, but anyway, I do want to say something.
yeah, say it.
Shame on all y'all motherfucking news outlets. And I'm talking about the people that shared it because nobody knows better until the people that don't know better. But shame on all y'all news outlets that was putting out all that shit about Jamie Foxx.
I'm so confused, honey.
His daughter came out and said that Jamie Foxx has been out of the hospital for weeks. He is making a very good recovery and he was well enough to play a sport yesterday.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx family, Jamie Foxx, shout out to y'all. I hope y'all doing okay. That's fucking crazy. Y'all news outlets be killing motherfuckers so fast. Y'all killed Betty White 6 times before she actually died.
Dang, that is true though.
Y'all niggas will be y'all killed Jackie Chan a few times. How many other yeah, I've literally, yes, every fucking year around the same time, the same post pop up. You know how social media works, people's memories and shit. They will like somebody will resurface the shit.
That is so crazy.
They just kill all these fucking celebrities, and I just don't understand it.
No, I'm gonna pass this.
Like, I'm pretty sure I've been dead on this motherfucker at some point in time.
I hope not.
I mean, the way the media works, I'm pretty sure there's some article somewhere on some post on some Reddit board that is just like, Klue Don. I ain't gonna say it, but you know
Don't
what I
say
mean.
nothing.
You know I got a fucked up sense of humor when it comes to death. But anyways,
So
I brought it down a little bit, which I apologize. But I had to
yeah.
tell y'all, like, y'all gotta stop fucking around like with people's lives. Like, this is Jamie Foxx. Whenever have you heard anything controversial about Jamie Foxx?
I mean,
And even if you fucking did, he's a goddamn human. You probably got more controversial shit about you right now.
everybody does. Me?
Anybody?
Oh, because I was like,
I know I got more controversy.
I'm
than Jamie
pretty
Foxx.
square.
Square don't mean shit, but you can't roll right. You like that?
No, I didn't.
You like that?
I did not.
Y'all
like
go ahead
that.
and put that shit on the shirt.
Please don't put that on
Put
a
that
shirt.
on the shirt.
I beg of thee, beloved.
And somebody put it in the rap line.
Nobody needs to do that either.
Just say something clever, like put like Klue in there somehow. Like put something clever. You don't gotta say shout out to Klue. You know what I'm saying? Because that's weird.
Get a clue.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I don't want to contribute to
the
this.
square niggas thinking they better, but that just shows they don't know how to roll right. Oh my
Oh
god.
my
Bars.
Why are you like this?
I'm just saying. I should have been a rapper. I'm way too old to be a rapper now. I'm not that skilled.
Yeah.
If I was really good at rapping though, like if I was really good at rapping, like undercover good,
like
at this point, I would definitely come out as a rapper.
You know what I was thinking about earlier?
What's up, boo?
I was thinking about how good it must feel to have somebody like really buy into your dream. And it's not to say, well, yeah, I just don't feel like I've ever really like had that in my life. Like at one point in time, I want to be a marine biologist. I am growing up in California. How hard is that to buy into?
You don't think I'm buying into your dream?
No, because I don't really know where I'm going right now. So
okay, I guess that's fair.
I don't think it's that you're not buying into it. It's just that I'm kind of ambiguous with a lot of shit right now as I am healing and evolving from a lot of shit, right? You feel me? Okay. Why are you looking at me like that then?
No, this is like this. No, I'm in a real way. I'm actually like, that was a big statement. I'm actually proud of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was a really big statement. I feel like not that I want you to continue, so I'm not gonna get long winded, but that was a big statement. I'm gonna just shut it up there.
Yeah, but I was actually thinking about I was talking about the boy. I was talking about my children because it's Mother's Day weekend. So what the fuck? That's what we talk about when we're mothers, our kids. That's what we talk about when it's not Mother's Day weekend because as mothers, we really don't be having a lot of other shit to talk about.
Yeah, y'all little talk about y'all little badass kids.
Yeah, we talk about those badass kids. Kari. And so I was talking about him and I was just like, I mean, he told me he was in kindergarten that he wanted to be an Army paratrooper.
Thank God he didn't do that. Shout out to United States Marine Corps.
Anyway, anywho, um, but I just was thinking how dope it must really be to have somebody pour into your dreams, to have somebody put you into positions to achieve your dreams. Again, I was growing up on the coast. Imagine how dope I would be as Denisha Peoples Johnson, PhD, marine biologist extraordinaire. Because someone was like, "Well, shit, we're right here. Why wouldn't you be a marine biologist?"
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you on a lot of fronts with that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, I had to look at my life at one point in time, and this is something that me and my sisters actually would talk about frequently, and we kind of like had to have an understanding as I got older. But I had to explain to them. I feel like at one point in time they felt like my parents were pouring into my dreams, not like, and they didn't do theirs. And I had to kind of get them to understand and explain is that they weren't pouring into my dreams. They were pouring in the dream into me that they wanted me to have.
Yeah, like go to college,
Nah,
do
they was
the
military.
well for you,
Oh, you talking about just,
but
oh, you're
yeah, like
agreeing like
I
for
could
you. I see
totally
what you're
relate
saying.
to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not to say like I was ill prepared. It's to say that like when your child shows an interest in something, grow that interest, water that interest. It's like the boy asked for spray paint and then people are commissioning art pieces from him.
DJ Quick said it best. He said, support your fucking kids. If your kids say that they want to make music, get them the shit to make music and let them do it for a little while. If it doesn't work out after 2 3 years, they're just not getting any better. Maybe tell them they should try something else. He was like, but it was
Yeah.
kind of funny, but it was also like in a real way. If you get your child, if your child says that they want to get into, I'm trying to get away from my art and try to get into something that a lot of people think is a lot more practical, right? Say your child is interested in electricity
If you
or any type of wire, or I don't know, I'm trying to say something like really, like, what I'm saying, and they want to like learn how to build little things and they ask for a $50 kit to build some shit. Get them the fucking $50 kit, because if you don't, you're probably gonna spend that money on them on some other way in some other fashion that they're not gonna give a fuck about, and you could have just sparked the next whoever the fuck. It doesn't even have to be anybody great on the scale of being known everywhere. It could be somebody that is amazing to their local town. It could be a person that makes sure that this town of 10,000 has lights every fucking night. That person is just as important as
right.
Elon Musk.
And shout out to our second child and her entire village. That is another like she sourced. I mean, she did ask for a $3,000 gaming computer, and then when she was turned down, she sourced every piece of it and built it herself. So it's one thing to tell your child no, it's another thing to tell your child, we're not going to do that, but if you figure it out, we'll help you.
And I feel like at one point in time, and I kind of, I don't know, actually, no, I ain't gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because that would have been a lie. Um, yeah, it would have been a bold faced lie. But you know, I'm pretty sure we talked about this, but like, I remember,
Quickly becoming Freestyle Friday Mother's Day edition.
and that's completely fine, and that's completely fine, and it's I feel like when I was younger, I remember I used to like, I think at one point in time, there were three professions essentially that I wanted to be. First was a lawyer. No idea why I wanted to be a lawyer. Probably some TV show or something. It was like some soap opera. I used to watch soap operas with my
They're
mom and
always
shit.
very
Very
romanticized.
romanticized, very clean, very put together type shit. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So that's kind of what I wanted, right? And then after that, it transitioned into being a music producer. And I remember I was sitting on my grandma's couch. Speaking of Mother's Day, shout out to Grandma Johnson. That's I see you. Sitting on my grandma's couch. It was me, my dad, my sisters, and my grandma. And I was just like, my dad was like talking to no. My grandma asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And my dad was like, oh, he wants to be a lawyer. Because that's what he knew. And I was just like, nah, dad, I changed my mind. He was like, what you want to be? I was like, I want to get into music. I want to be a music producer. And he snapped, turned his head. He was like, "Let me tell you something. You gonna be three things. You're gonna go to college. You're gonna go to the military, or you're gonna be a bum." Hey, listen.
I feel like there are more
Hand
options
to
than
God.
that.
Hand to God. Whoever the fuck you believe in. All them niggas. I call my sister right now. And if I ask her what my dad would tell us that we didn't take one of them routes, what we was gonna be. Now, let me tell you something even more interesting. Only one of us took his advice.
You.
And that was me. Neither both of my sisters, neither of my sisters. One of my sisters went to college, but she didn't finish. The other one, my sister never went to college. My little brother went to college, didn't finish. You know what I'm saying? And my other little brother didn't went to college. So it's like no disrespect to any. I think my oldest brother graduated college, but I think that was also before my dad had that mindset. So either way, my point is to say is that yeah, I'm the only one that essentially took his advice. So that's the third profession, was going to the military.
Okay.
Because after I told them niggas that I wanted to get into music, they was just like, "Oh fuck no!" And then they started sending me to military school, and I was in I was at
No.
going to military. I was going to boot, like you know what I'm
It was
saying,
in
like
junior
summer camps. I was in
ROTC.
junior ROTC
Yeah.
for 3 years. Shout out to West Meg Junior ROTC. Shout out to
Wow.
Sergeant Griffin. Shout out to fuck ass nigga Major Elmore. You already know who the fuck you are. Oh yeah, fuck that man with a long, sick, perverted, whatever.
But thank you for your service.
Hey man, listen, I'm gonna tell you something about that man. I'm gonna tell you something about that man. This is why I feel so. And there's very few people, especially uniform people, that I feel this passionately about. And I'm gonna get off my hours in a
No,
second.
it sounds like you're there.
This man right here, I remember I used to I wouldn't say I had a problem with authority. I had a problem with authority that would not help me understand what the fuck we was doing. And I get it. That was an issue in the military. Sometimes you ain't gonna know what the fuck you're doing. But the issue with Major Elmore is that he never is accountability. It's always accountability for me when it comes to leaders. Like if you don't take accountability, I cannot follow you. So there was a couple times I was in a position, I was like the flight commander of you know what I'm saying? I was always in a leadership position, right?
Yeah.
Either way, I can't remember what happened. We got into it. And I got into it. We're going back and forth, you know, as a kid and literally in high school, and a teacher would go. And I'm just kind of trying to, he was just like, "You're never going to make it in the military with this
Dude,
mindset."
ain't that what the major told the boy? You're never gonna make it
No,
through
no, no,
boot
no, no,
camp.
no, no, no. The way that chief master
That's
sergeant
what
sat
he.
down, the way that he sat down with Jabril, the way that you explained it, that is not what he did. He was trying to give Jabril a leg up. Major
Okay.
Elmore said, "You will never make it in the
Because
military."
you, on one hand, you're like, that's what he should be doing, but when it was done to you, you got a problem. So it's cool when they do
No,
it,
baby,
but
baby, you said that
you get what I'm
you
saying?
said that
I
chief
mean,
was
I
damn
was
near in
there.
tears. You said that chief was damn near in tears, telling Jabril how much he respected him and how much he needed to get his head out of his ass if he was gonna go anywhere. That's not what
I
Major Elmore
didn't
did
feel
to
like
me.
he was rude at all, but
Exactly, you would have popped off on that nigga if he was.
I would.
Major Elmore was rude. My mom didn't fuck with Major Elmore after I told her. After I told her that, my mom, I'm pretty sure she called
Mm.
because Sergeant Griffin, Sergeant, shout out to Master Sergeant Griffin, one of the coolest white men I've ever met in my
And
motherfucking
thank you
life.
for your
He drove
service.
this light blue 1970 something fucking Mercedes. I mean, you talking about rounded off,
Big
I
body.
mean, baby, that motherfucker,
Big body.
oh man, man, I'm trying to tell you, if you motherfucking know, you motherfucking know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, anyways, Major Ammo said all that shit, boom, boom, I'm never making the military. I leave the next year to go to graduate in Virginia. So he doesn't really know what the fuck. Well, he knew. He knew I was withdrawn from the program, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, next time I see this nigga, another year and a half later, I'm walking into the ROTC office in my motherfucking uniform, United States Air Force, in his service. And I'm walking in that motherfucker. I was like, "Hey, Major Elmore, remember? Hey, what's going on?" I was like, "Oh, your class is really excited that I'm here. Can I say something to them?" It felt so good. It
That's
felt
pretty
so
much
good.
what happened with the boy too, though. He came back as private first class, and
You look different.
yeah.
You walk different. I told you that shit. I was like, "Watch, you gonna be walking different." Jabril had the motherfucker. He had that goddamn. Yeah, I did this shit wrong.
Yeah, so this is Freestyle Friday, Mother's Day edition, and we're reminiscing on some interesting shit. So tell me, what's the best
And if you haven't
advice?
already, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
What's up, baby?
Tell me, what's the best advice your mom has ever given you?
The best advice my mom has ever given me: don't be going around fucking on these hoochie hoes.
Not hoochie hoes.
That's her term. That's another thing that if you wanna hit up my peoples and say what did my mama call, and it's probably just Kahari's uh
Hoochie
pat. You know what I'm
hoes.
saying? I don't think she ever said hoochie hoes about nobody else, but my women, girls. These were girls. These were very much so girls. Let me just stop playing. These
Ooh,
was
I'm
girls.
so glad that you elevated from the hoochie hoe syndrome.
Yeah, you weren't a hoochie hoe. The last few ain't been hoochie hoes. They've just been something else.
So I thought you were gonna say to find you an older woman.
Hell no, that was not my mom's advice. My mama
Your
never.
mom did
My
well.
mama has never liked me.
Your mom literally told me.
Yep.
I told Kahari once he finds himself an older woman.
Listen, my mama full. My mama full of it. Let me tell you.
You can't say that. You can't say
Listen,
that. You
shout out
can't
to
say
hey,
that on
listen,
Mother's Day edition.
shout out to
Give me
Mama
that.
Klue. Shout out to Mama Klue. But I'm gonna tell you what actually happened. All my life,
Oh
and my
Lord.
mama can confirm this. All my life, my first girlfriend. Since we talking about origins and how you always try to say it, I was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I was born in Albuquerque, New
I was
Mexico. I
born in
moved to
Albuquerque.
North Carolina when I was like 5 years old, I believe, right? So, anyways, my first girlfriend at that age, she was like 17.
At the age of 5?
Yes, she was my mom's daughter, my mom's friend's daughter.
What the fuck?
She was my mom's friend's daughter, and
You didn't have a
she
girlfriend
used to
when you were
babysit
5.
me, baby. When I know shit, that was my girlfriend.
Oh Lord.
Shout out to Don. How you doing, Don?
I'm so
I hope you're
sorry.
doing all right, man.
Apparently, he's still delusional about the fact that you were his
Listen,
babysitter.
I'm trying to tell you, this is one of them people that if people ever trying to be like, Kahar just be saying shit, could just be saying shit. We found Dawn and we asked her, she gonna be like, that was my little boyfriend. I swear to motherfucking God.
Oh
But
Lord.
anyways, I've always liked older women, and at that age is cute. But when you get older, it's not cute no more. My mama did not like when I was dating. Had this one girlfriend. She was like 12 years older than me. My mom was not with that shit. I was about to marry that woman.
No, you weren't.
I mean, we was engaged, but we wasn't about to get married. You right.
You was about to marry everybody.
Shout out to her. She doing her thing.
And then when you got married, the motherfucker was surprised.
Oh, and then let me fast forward to that. So what actually happened was my mom was never okay with me dating a younger woman until me and you got together, and then after she met, and then and that's when she was just like, and then she's where I just knew you just needed to find you an older woman, and I literally was just like, that's not the conversation.
That ain't what you said.
That's not what
Remember when
that's what I was
mama don't like flowers. Shut
so yo, listen, mamas don't like when you put them motherfuckers on blast. Like,
oh Lord.
Shout out to my little brother, my baby brother.
Yeah.
You already know what it is. You know I love you, bro.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah. But no, I think what's some other good advice my mom gave me. I mean, my mama really, she's the reason why I know how to defend myself, you know what I'm saying, when I was younger, you know what I'm saying? She made sure I was in martial arts, you know. I remember what happened actually. I had just moved to North Carolina. We had moved into we were living in Mooresville for a little while, and then we moved to Charlotte, and we moved into Mill Creek Apartments. Shout out to Mill Creek. I think it's called David's Commons or some shit now up in the north side. And this little boy beat my ass. He didn't really beat my ass. It wasn't like that actually. He hit me once, and I walked off, and like I was mad and I was crying and shit. And my sister Makita, she was like, "What happened?" And I was just like, "He hit me." She was like, "Nigga, we'll go fucking hit him back." Like, what the fuck? So she told me. So she took me back over there, and she was just like, "Nah." So dude was just like, "What's up?" So like I think I pushed him, and he just like boom hit me right back in the face. And I was just like, ah! I was just fucking out of
Not
it.
you ran.
I didn't. Yeah, I did. Honestly, like I really did that first time. Like them kids was different. I
Yeah,
was
it
from.
sounds
I was
like it.
literally. I mean, like I mean, those women. Don't get me wrong. The
ABQ.
ABQ ain't nothing to fuck with. But at the same time,
ABQ.
we had white neighbors.
Okay.
We had Indian neighbors. We had old people across the street. That's probably. I know they dead now. Like we had a whole bunch of like these are old people. So it's like,
Yeah.
and then moving into literally a all black hood. It was different. And after that shit, my mom was just like, nah. So she put me in martial arts. And I took Taekwondo for years. And the next time I got into a fight, it was a very different result.
What happened?
Not sure, but the audio should still be going. Not quite sure what happened. Quinicia's calling me.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to the sisters. Speaking of, I called her earlier, so she's just returning my call. I'll call her back. So yeah, this is a brief interlude and brief intro. Oh, here we're back. All right, cool. So speaking of sisters, that was one of my sisters calling me just now. I think I
Yeah.
literally I just spoke her up,
That was really ghetto.
but yeah, so that's what happened. I need to put my stuff on do not disturb, y'all. My bad. I apologize about that. But yeah, that's how I got into martial arts, and then that's when I started to be able to handle myself. Because I was always the smaller nigga. You know what I'm saying? It just was what it was what it was. But then I got into martial arts, I started being the smaller cut nigga. Like like nigga was like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Oh my goodness. Don't swell up.
what's some what's some of the best advice your mother has given you? Mother and or grandmother or both.
um
That sounds like a lot.
you know, my mom was really like hard on us, but everything that she did like now makes sense, you know? Like being hella hard on us grooming ourselves.
Mm, mm, mm,
It's
mm.
just like as a grown woman, I know grown women who still don't seem to grasp the concept that if you can smell yourself, we can smell you.
Hold on, time out before we continue. I'm just now
you
they go
know,
there goes for men too. There goes for men too.
it'd
For
be
real.
like
So yeah.
common sense, not all that common, but I feel like most of the really everyday life lessons my mom gave me that I really never appreciated as a kid. And now I'm just like, damn, there are really people who don't understand common courtesies. They don't understand uh, hospitality goes both ways. There are people who don't understand when you arrive at someone's house, you shouldn't be empty handed. Like those types of things. Um, I'm not saying that it makes you a bad person not to understand those things, but my mom took the time to teach me that. And there are people who are in their 40s and 50s who have to learn that the hard way because, you know, socially they get ostracized or they had a really awkward interaction at the coffee pot the next day at work. And I don't have to go through that. It's probably a lesson my mom learned awkwardly. I think that um, this being like the first Mother's Day without my grandmother, I kind of appreciate the little shit. My grandma, everybody loved my grandma, and my grandma loved everybody. So when people, um, this guy in the stream said that he was in my stream on Sunday and he learned so many gems from me. He feels like I'm a big sister. Just keeps coming back every day. I'd rather I feel like that's like the best advice my grandmother gave me. You catch more flies with honey, then you can turn them and Make them yours forever.
That got creepy. I'm just playing. But nah, that's some real shit. That's some real shit.
Yeah.
That's definitely some real shit. I think nah, actually I don't want to get into that. Change my mind. But yeah, shout out to all the mothers. It's something I was laughing at in my head earlier. I think it was maybe yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. I was laughing in my mind. I was like, on Father's Day, there's always like a whole bunch of women being like, yeah, happy Father's Day to me. Da 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 da. Like I've seen it. It's
I
something.
mean,
It's
yeah, I
definitely a
know, but
thing.
I don't
But
subscribe to
it's
that at
but it's
all.
so wild because which is crazy because at this point it's comical. At one point in time, it was very irritating, even and not being a father. It was irritating, but then it got to a point where even a lot of fathers were just like, "Y'all look stupid now. Like y'all
Hmm.
just making yourselves look stupid." But I thought of what was funny to me the other day. I was like, I ain't never seen no man on Mother's Day, single parent man. Because shout out to the single fathers, the that that out there. Ain't never with no man talking something. Happy Mother's Day to me. Like I let her, what I'm saying. Like I don't know how to say it, but it's just like I just don't get it. It's just really wild that what I'm saying that shit was even a thing at one point in time.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
don't
like this is
know.
me not like I said I'm not a parent, right? So it's like and I always say that like my perspective is from the perspective of a child because that's the only thing that I am in that conversation.
I mean, there are bitter
I'm a stepfather,
parents
excuse me.
in both genders. That's just my statement.
Yeah,
I hear men who say, my baby, blah, 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 blah," the same way on, you know, I'm their mother and their father. It's a sentiment that goes across both genders.
and
I don't subscribe to it and I don't
I've never heard
contribute
a man
to
say
it.
that though. I've never heard a man say that I'm the mother and the father. I've never heard a man. The only man that I've ever heard say something similar to that was Avant. He said, "I want to be your brother, your mama, your sister, your daddy, your everything." He said some
No,
weird shit.
whatever. Just leave me
But
alone.
not for no, in the real way, I've never heard any man say like I'm the man, I'm the woman, and or the the woman. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, it is what it
It
sounds
sounds
like, but
weird as fuck.
it's a thing that
But a
happens.
lot of women feel like they can have big dick energy, but don't be having a dick, and that shit really
Oh
drives
Lord.
me fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, it's not anything that I agree with, but
I'm gonna get fired up for that comment. I just thought about it. I'm gonna get fired up if I clip that shit up. Cause women really like I'm just sorry like y'all don't got dicks, and if you are a woman that has a dick, then you're the exception.
I don't like
What am I going too deep down this rabbit hole? I'm just saying like I'm just saying like why it don't need to be like that. Gender, what I'm saying every gender is a gender for a reason. And if it's cross and if it's fluid, then it's fluid. That's what it is. But in the real way, like if you are your set thing, it's like you stomp your foot down and be like I'm a woman, but then want to turn around and be like, but I'm harder than most of you niggas. What? It blows my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like now I'm not talking about rappers. I'm not talking about rappers. Rappers are rappers. You rapping. Like I don't know these people in real life, so I'm gonna get fired up for that comment too. But I'm just being honest. Watch the whole thing. Don't clip me up wrong.
Oh Lord.
But what I'm saying is, it's just like there's like people in real life really like women in real life really like be a woman, but then like I'm gonna get canceled. Let me shut the fuck up. Oh my god, let me shut up. Let me shut up.
Yeah,
You
so
let me go way too
anyway,
far
it's
into this.
mother I how would I let you? It's Mother's Day weekend. So let's
Yeah.
not take the shine off of that.
and
and
I
put it onto something that's a whole month away. We'll deal with that shit when we get to it.
and I guess that's more so what I was actually kind of going to. Thank you for the spin,
Like,
because
don't take the
the
shine away from
divine
me. I gave
femininity, the
life.
divine femininity is something that is to be celebrated, and something that is to be loved, and only a woman can be a mother. So shout out to the women who are mothers. Shout out to the soon to be mothers. Shout out to the prospect mothers. Shout out to the accidental mothers. Shout out to the loving mothers. Shout out to the bad mothers. Shout out to all mothers, because
The
honestly, there's
stepmothers.
no the step there's no life without mothers. Period. Point blank. Period. If you had a bad mother, I'm sorry. If you had a good mother, I'm happy for you. But you wouldn't be here to say one or the other without the motherfucker.
No, the motherfucker would be the dad.
Damn, that's so literal. I've never. That's really literal. Without the father fucker. Yeah, we're gonna put that on the shirt too.
Please don't.
The father fucker.
Please don't.
That, I mean, I wouldn't wear it because it just sounds. That's a female shirt. It's gonna be crop tops.
I mean, it could be whatever you want it to be.
I mean, I'm not gonna make male shirts. Well,
I mean,
no.
yeah,
Shout out to the. Shout out to the
shout out to the
LGBTQ, because
fatherfuckers.
yeah, they might want to. Shit.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
mean, anybody could wear the shirt.
You're right. I wouldn't wear it. It would just kind of come off a little weird. And then I feel like wearing a shirt that says "motherfucker" too, people would just read it and think that you're cursing at them. So you just you see how you just kind of fucked either way in this situation.
Yeah, I definitely.
This is probably the same conversation somebody has had this same conversation like
In a parallel universe.
In a parallel universe, baby. People do this shit all the time. Like, you ever seen a shirt that just has random words on it, like just one word? Like, you see them damn sweaters I have. They just one. A team sat down and was like, "What words can we put on a shirt?"
Courage.
You know what I'm saying? And then somebody was like, and then put that in a skate group or urban wear. Somebody was like, "Well, we put fuck on this shirt. They got a shirts with fuck on them.
They do.
Can we put motherfucker?" I mean, you could, but it's a
Are
lot
you
to
saying
read.
it to
And
me,
by the time
about
they
me, or
read
about
it,
you?
versus just putting fuck
Er.
or fucker. I've seen that before. I've actually seen the fuck, and it was a dot, and then it was her. But then that's also very much so dangerous. So let's not wear that shirt either.
Oh, you can wear whatever you want.
I would not advise to wear that shirt. Not in this climate. I would not advise wearing that shirt. I would not. I'm sorry. I'm very much so about being me and being and expressing yourself, but I would not wear that shirt.
I said you said her.
I know, and that I literally said that. I
Okay.
said it, and I was just like, no, please don't do that.
Or M. Fuck him. Whoever M is.
Yeah. That actually, no, yeah. That's acceptable.
Way more inclusive.
That's
actually.
very more acceptable. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I
You
think we
could
just
put
came
that
up
one
with
on
the
a
shirt
t-shirt.
idea. For sure. What were the other ones that I said? I don't think it
I
matters.
don't even remember, but I'm
It
sure
doesn't.
somebody will clip it up for you.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Shout out to Opus IO or OI, I think what it was.
IQ.
They kept copywriting my damn. They like, I was trying to like shout them out the other day, and I had like a little clip of their website. They was like copyright. I was like, okay. Changed it a little bit. Copyright, just 'cause I was talking about. I was like, yo, I ain't mad though. I mean, they just like, we want our coin, and I was just like, it's not worth it. So I took the video down. I was like, yeah, y'all got me fucked up. Y'all ain't about to have y'all AI coming after my ass.
Right.
We new here.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this might be a shorter episode because we really didn't have any topics, and we're just kind of going. But you look radiant.
Thank you. You look pretty good yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I feel like that's the first person that tells you that you look handsome, that it matters, is your mother. You know what I'm saying? I do remember
Absolutely.
those times. I do, but I don't. Actually, no, I do. I do. My mom's always, you know what I'm saying? She's always been, you know what I'm saying? She would tell me that, if I looked good and stuff, if I had my stuff together, and you know what I'm saying? She would take me to go get haircuts. And I remember, like, speaking of that same barbershop, I remember I was going to, it was like 8th grade. maybe seventh grade, but it was like a our little ball type thing that we used to have. And I ain't know how to tie a tie. She know how to tie a tie. So all she could think of, barbershop. So we just hopped in the car and she like zoomed like past the school to get to the barbershop. We ran in there. Does anybody know how to tie a tie? Whatever. So then, my barber helped me out, whatever, and shit like that. So like, little shit like that. Like I forgot all about that shit. That memory actually. That's crazy.
And you know what? Shout out to all those mother figures, those aunties. Like, I know there were times while the boy was young that I wasn't understanding the importance of certain things for him. And each one of my sisters always showed up. And, I didn't understand the importance of giving him freedom to ride on the back of a motorcycle until my sister showed up for him in that capacity. And it gave him so much confidence. And even though, it almost gave me a heart attack, he loved it. Every time she would come pick him up for a bike night. And, you know, obviously, Auntie Three comes through with the shoes all the time. Obviously, Auntie Four is constantly like making sure that his head is good. And there have been in my um existence in this ghetto sisterhood of motherhood have been a number of mothers who've poured into my children, and they didn't necessarily have children of their own. And so I never want to negate that. Hell, when my auntie Sharon, when she was most pivotal in my life, like my early teens, she didn't have no kids. My little cousin, he didn't come around till she had him when I was 16.
But see, that's the thing about mothers
They
for
come
me.
in a lot of different shapes and sizes and
But
titles.
not just that. Mothers are mothers well before they're mothers. I mean, like as a man, you see little girls walking around with dolls and walking around with things and trying to take care of them and emulating, if they're emulating the women around them if they have, or emulating things they see on TV, but they're always nourishing or nourishing something.
Hmm.
A man, the only time that we nourish something is if it gives us something back. Hey, drop a clues bomb right there.
I mean,
But it is, you know what I'm saying? But like in a real way, and I'm not trying to, man, either if you know, you know. This is just my personal. I'm not, this is how I feel. If you offended, click off the channel. I mean, but when you click off, just make sure you subscribe. It's easier for you to click and subscribe if you're off the channel, anyways. But anyways, so I feel like, what I'm saying, like a man, there's men who will do for other children that, and if they don't have children, that happens all the time. It does happen. So I'm not trying to say that it doesn't
I know
happen,
because you
but a
take care
lot,
of your stepkids.
but case in point. But honestly, but a lot more times men don't do that. A lot more times men are like, man, my kids, like, you know what I'm saying, and there's nothing wrong with that
Yeah.
because they make their kids in a real way, like you know what I'm saying, like. And don't get me wrong. I always have my line too, because I think I told you, like, I don't give a fuck how bad you were. If your kids were bad, I could not date you. I mean, and I'm not trying to, like, it's really not a reminiscent thing, but it's like there were situations where it was just like, oh wow, 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 and then it was just like around your kid a couple times, and I was just like, I
Nope.
can't even look at you the same way.
Yeah.
Your badness level went on. But yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But I guess my point in saying is that that also is a thing, because even being good to your kids is nourishing our relationship. You see? So it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not saying that it's like once we're not in a relationship, it's not that's not a
No,
thing,
because you
but
have also nourished
we've
the
already have our own
relationship with
relationship,
the
right?
kids.
Exactly.
And
But it was about us.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I didn't know the kids before
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? So it came from us. So, but a woman is just like so innately nurturing. That's the word that I'm trying to look for. Nurturing, not nerd. I kept saying nourishing way too long. Nurturing that men really you have to kind of have a reason to.
I don't know. I don't think it's always innate in women. And I can appreciate women who are not innately mothers and they still step into that role as well for whatever reason. Um,
What
that
do you think makes
includes
a woman not
stepmoms.
innately? What do you think makes what's the characteristics of a woman who isn't nurturing?
They just don't want to have children. There are plenty of women who just don't. That's okay too.
No, I no, of course it's okay. I guess of course it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I guess for me, it's like in my mind, there are certain characteristics that every man is, regardless of children, no children, homosexual, heterosexual, blind, mute, whatever. There's certain characteristics of a man that are always going to be a man. So in my personal, I've always associated as far as a woman. I'm not a woman, so please correct me if I'm wrong. That's why I'm asking for clarification. I've always associated the nurturing characteristic with women. Some women are much more nurturing than others.
No.
Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't grow up with a super like nurturing, affectionate mom. Like it
No.
wasn't like
It's
that.
okay.
But my mom did nurture.
I think that saying that women are innately mothers is wrong.
For sure. For sure. No, thank you. I really want to understand.
Some women don't want to say that mother nature makes them a mother or that they have to be nurturing. Some women are not innately nurturing. Some women can carry a baby and be a surrogate and just walk away from that baby. Just because they carried the child doesn't mean that they're nurturing. So some women just aren't innately nurturing, and that's okay.
So, what's the characteristic that all women are?
Nothing. All women are individuals. I
There's,
am so dead ass serious right now.
I mean, I can't tell you that you're wrong. I'm
Unless
not
you're
gonna
going
argue
down
you,
to
but
chromosomes, there's literally nothing that we all have in common.
yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you. I mean, just how I feel about people and genders and stuff like that. It does technically go against what you're saying, but I'm not gonna argue with you because I'm not a woman. You feel what I'm saying?
It was a technically goes against what you're
It's
saying.
kind of like if somebody walks up to me and says, you know, I'm a Christian and I believe that if you sin and you don't repent, you go to hell. I'm not gonna be like you're wrong because I don't believe in that, or I have a different relationship. I'm gonna be like, okay, man, have a good one. Like or I'm gonna continue the conversation, or like if it's in the midst of a conversation and somebody just says that, I'm not gonna stop the conversation to go back and forth with somebody that I don't agree with. Like that's their stance.
Yeah.
That's you know what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like also, even the good example because you can't prove the religion part unless who in the hell is calling me now? This is the most ghetto shit.
But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. And I can appreciate it.
That's my damn brother. My
And I'm
family
just
is
saying
the
that
worst.
I disagree. And um, yeah, I respect your opinion on it.
And that's all it is. That's all it has to be. You know what I'm saying? I definitely, because, you know, and like I said, it's really not for me to disagree with you on. I'm not disagreeing with you. The basis of my understanding is disagreeing with you, but ultimately I'm not because I'm not a woman. I can't verify shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you ain't die and then literally come back after a couple days, you can't verify anything about religion either. And I'm not talking about you. Some people be like, "Oh, I was out for a second, and then I came back, and then I was out for a second, and I came. I'm out. I seen the whole. I
Yeah, no,
seen
no, I get
everything.
it. I got it. I get it.
You feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I went off, but you know what I'm saying. Like, them motherfuckers be dead for like 3 motherfucking minutes. And actually, let me shut the fuck up
For
before
real.
something happens to me and I come back a Bible thumper. Let me
What
stop.
in the All right, y'all. It's been another episode of Country
Are you
Fan
cutting
Mail
me off?
Freestyle Friday. It's your favorite girl, Pisces.
And it's the reluctant Klue.
Good night. See you next week. Bye. Cut it.
This is one of those situations that's actually really crazy because, like, I shouldn't. That's why you just don't make no niggas partner because they just get